Are we back?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Welcome back to UltraChenTV. We're still talking about Ultra SF4 characters. We're trying to introduce a little bit about each character. So in case you're picking up the game, or if you're coming back to the game, you can get an idea of who to use, or if you're just interested in watching, you can get an idea about what to expect.
Right. Obviously, there's 2,000 entrants for this game at EVO, so it's going to be the main game. In fact, on Friday, Capcom Fire is going to be streaming the entire day. We're going to be doing commentary for the entire day.
It's going to be a long day.
Yeah, but starting at 8 a.m. too. So, but a lot of people are going to be watching this for the first time, this game for the first time. So hopefully we can help educate them on this as well, because a lot of people are going to want to see what this EVO is all about. You know?
So, Decapre, new character. What do you think about her?
She's interesting so far. I can't tell if she's good or not yet. Because she is purely brand new. We have nothing to go off of. Not even like she was in Third Strike, so we can figure out something. No, nothing. We have nothing for this character, so we're trying to figure her out. And the trickiest thing about her is that she is a charge character, right? So a lot of her crazy shenanigans can't be done once I start walking forward. And because of that, she has to play this weird game of being able to move to be mobile and trying to stay charged, so she has her anti-air ready for her. And also she has the scramble, which is where a lot of her little mix-ups come into play, you know, so I can go behind people, I can do this one and come down with roundhouse, or I can do the ground one and catch you low. You know, she's got all sorts of little things like that. So the interesting thing that makes her what I feel like is one of her main things that you're going to see a lot of Decapres do is that she has this move, which is the rapid daggers, which is hitting punches a lot, right? So it's like a 100 hand slap. And the light one is -3 on block, which is just basically the border of safe and not safe, right? So it's barely not safe, and if you do it at the right distance, it's really hard for most characters.
I don't think anybody can
her.
punish it unless it's like Chun Li Super.
Right.
Even command grab characters can't punish.
Right. And the whole point is being good at being able to do low forward into jab hands all the time, basically. Because if I can do it right, like it's so hard to punish there. And then another thing too is that yeah, you're gonna have to be able to hit confirm into it as well and stuff like that. So. But yeah, she's an interesting character. I don't quite have a beat on her yet. She's also got this nice little surprise tool. Like a lot of times you just see her jump backwards, and your tendency is to chase people who jump backwards, and then she just catches you by surprise.
EX version of that is pretty safe.
Yeah. So block. Yeah, and it has no height restrictions, so you can basically do a ground drill. Oops.
One thing to note about her is that her charge time is less than almost anybody. So you can actually get a down charge or back charge faster than you think.
Right. And her ultras are both really super good.
Right.
So she's got this where she can set up for mix-ups. She has specific setups for this. It goes forever, and then she can try to catch you with overheads. But then the other nice thing is that her kick ultra, the air one, which can't hit grounded people. Did I not do the air one? I thought oh yeah, I ended on towards kicks. But the air one, which cannot hit grounded people, has a 4-frame startup. And so it's so easy to combo. Like, just jump straight up. Like, you can just do like, and boom, you know, if you catch him with anti-airs and stuff like that. So she gets a lot of mileage off of that. It has good juggle, so you can catch in a lot of situations like that.
So she seems like a versatile character in that she has lots of different options. Pretty good mid-range options. Her anti-airs are better than they look. Far Snap Fierce is better than it looks, for example. Close Fierce is okay. Crouching Fierce is better than Cammy's Crouching Fierce. Yeah, there we go. For anti-air. So she's not totally assed out. She has better mid-range options than Cammy because of rapid daggers and stuff like that. Her mix-ups, you know, people are talking about mix-ups right now. I was talking with the guy earlier today about who's really investigating her, and he was talking about how he had a really good vortex for her. He doesn't think anybody's seen it yet. I haven't seen it yet. He explained it to me. It sounded very interesting. Well, we'll see how it goes, but if you're interested in coming back to this game, Decapre I feel like is a character to pick if you want exploration.
Right.
She's not a settled character.
Yeah.
She could be played offensively or mid-range. I don't know. Yep. We'll see. Maybe she's a tricky mix-up character. I'm not entirely sure yet. Yeah. We'll see.
One nice thing is that she does have an air throw that's a hit and a throw. So basically, like a lot of combos that lead into that give you hard knockdowns, and they can set up stuff. So it's a nice little thing to have here. set up this mix up here. Now you gotta deal with stuff. So
Yeah, she has an overhead or low kind of option.
Yeah.
Just the overhead.
and then, or she can also do this to get behind you. Oh yeah, and I should also mention that she has the ability to go backwards like this, so she can really bait stuff here like this. Like if it looks like you can anti-air her on her wake up, she gets away, and now I get to do stuff. So
Exactly.
yeah.
People who are using Decapre. Momochi used Decapre at CEO. K-Brad used Decapre at CEO.
Right.
Alioun is using Decapre apparently. As far as other people, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if anybody's switching to her. I'm not sure. People are gonna pick her up and do really well that we're not expecting. I'm also not sure. Like I said, very up in the air kind of character.
Yep.
Okay, let's move on to DJ.
DJ is the poor man's Guile.
Yeah, he kind of is. So he has air slasher / max out, whatever, which is the expert, which is pretty decent. And that seems like it should be a big part of his gameplay, right? This kind of walking in behind it for mix-ups. He also has, he has kind of like vortex stuff. Is it going to be a crossover or not?
Yeah, because he also
kind of stuff.
He's one of his best weapons, the jump down short, which actually changes his jump arc. So at distances where you would cross up, if you hit, did you just cross up with jump down short?
Yeah, I did, and then I comboed from jab into air slasher.
crazy.
I didn't know you hit all those things.
Yeah, but like at this distance, if he jumps, he'll cross you up.
Well, unless I press the button like way too early.
So try again. At that distance, he'll cross up, but at that same distance, if he does down short, so here, do jump down short, he won't cross up. So he's got this little left-right mix-up against you when he jumps at you after he knocks you down and such.
He has a bunch of potential anti-airs. Here's one, here's another, here's another. Of course, here's a big one. As far as his wake-up game goes, very hard to cross him up because he's just gonna get this. He's really, really good at shutting down cross-ups.
But his ground wake-up is really bad.
Yeah, just knock me down and like press, I don't know, anything, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, so DJ is not a great character in this game.
Yes.
I was saying, it seems like this should be a big part of his game. Maybe it is, but it doesn't do that much.
Yeah.
It's not that great. His anti-airs, he has a bunch, but no one of them is that great.
Right, exactly.
Here's Vortex, but he doesn't, with Delayed Wake, because at the start you're doing, this into shorts or jabs, which really kind of nerfs the damage. Or if you do this, he can get combos, but for the most part, not very big damage ones. So he kind of is a tough character to place. Is he kind of like an offensive Vortex character? Sort of. Is he a defensive character that wants to kind of out-guile you? Sort of. Is he a mid-range character with buttons and whatnot? Sort of.
You remember how we said Akuma kind of excels a little bit above average in every area? DJ is like the opposite. He's like slightly below average in every area. So it's hard to tell what to do with him.
I think he's very versatile.
Yeah.
I think he has a lot of options. I just don't think any of those options is that great.
Exactly.
To be frank. So it kind of bums me out, but that's the state of DJ.
Yeah.
So for top players to look at,
Dunhill, right?
Yeah.
We didn't get to see at CEO, which was unfortunate.
Right, he lost in pools, or
Yep.
just after pools, I forget.
Yep.
And even, some of our friends played against him and beat his DJ and forced him to switch over to Sakura. So,
Right.
You're probably not going to see too much out of him at EVO. You're going to see some players from the US that are going to be there. But,
Dako actually used him in
Dako.
the Canada Cup and did well with him, but I don't think he's gonna use him like in tournaments. So he may do it in a few early rounds just to troll or something like that. But I don't know. So far, right now, DJ does not have a lot of promise, but who knows? Someone will come along and prove us all wrong potentially.
Hope so. Just not expecting it.
Yep.
Man, we didn't even talk about the dread kick. Because why bother? It used to be really good. The short dread kick was like really important. It went over lows and it was unthrowable, and now it doesn't do either of those things.
It's a better poke now though. You can use it in poking
It's a little
situations.
safer.
Yeah. I mean it's -3 at worst, right? Yeah. So again, like Decapre, if you distance it right, it's very hard to punish.
It's true.
Yeah, but the problem is it's a charge move. It's a charge move, right? So because of that, charge moves are hard to distance properly. Like if they're standing just outside of range, you have to kind of take a step and do dread kick or whatever like that. So it's hard to aim it properly. So
Okay, well, next two characters are Dudley and Dhalsim.
yeah, so you can do Dhalsim first.
Oh, is Dhalsim? Yeah, Dhalsim. I guess is first.
I just figured it would make more sense if you were Dhalsim and I was Dudley. So.
Yeah, that's true. You're picking up Dudley. You're trying him out.
Trying, yeah.
So Dhalsim is a defensive, very defensive character. He wants to. It's not that he has good options up close if he gets knocked down. In fact, he has terrible options. If you get knocked down as Dhalsim, you're gonna be in for rough times. Instead, his defense is active and kind of full, not full screen, but 2/3 screen. So where he wants people to play at is something like this. Something about this range. You're setting up yoga fires to try to force people to jump, and your goal is hopefully they jump, and you get an anti-air, and that's most of his game.
Yep.
No, he definitely has some good buttons mid screen.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no doubt. He can control space okay.
You were mentioning how DJ has like a bunch of different anti-airs. Dhalsim is the same way. He's got a bunch of them, and if you can control all of them, jump backwards strong, for example, is another good one. If you can control all of them and keep your opponent guessing, it's really hard for them to get in.
Yeah, all these buttons I've just been pressing are using anti-air sometimes. He has mix-ups too. Big way that you started is off of Ultra 1. Which, so you can do, let's see, this is a basic setup. So there's an overhead version, he has a slide, he can do teleport mix-ups, and he can do cross-up stuff. He has decent mix-ups actually, but they're rarely big damage, and he takes a huge risk in doing it because if he gets knocked down, like I said, his getaway options are very bad.
Right, and if you block his mix-up, he just put himself in his worst position.
Exactly, so it's risky. He has okay mobility.
So you have to distance it. And
you have to distance this perfectly, yeah.
Right.
That kind of thing. So he has those options, but he's among the lower kind of characters in the game because a lot of characters can out-patient him. A lot of characters can jump in on him, especially characters that can change their jump arc.
Yes.
And if most characters get knockdowns on him, they can play really strong offense on him. So if you want to play Dhalsim, it's because you want to play this kind of space control game, which is very interesting. I play Sim. I think he's fascinating. Because I like this. I like controlling my opponent from far away. I think that's really fun. So if you want to play that kind of game, then Sim's your dude.
Yep. And you're going to see this a lot in tournaments. We mentioned this with Blanka. His goal is to kind of annoy you, right? So you're going to see this a lot in tournaments where he'll do a good job, and the more annoying the opponent gets, the better off he's going to be. But there were going to be rounds where you're going to see Dhalsim drain his opponent down 80% life. The opponent gets in one time, and Dhalsim just melts because his defense is bad, and he falls dizzy fast, and he has lower health. So as soon as someone gets in, they can usually blow up Dhalsim pretty quickly.
Right. He does have those mobility options, but they're really not as good as they first seem.
Right.
As far as top players to watch, in the U.S. there are a couple to watch. The best is probably Arturo Sanchez, aka Saban. You also want to watch Filipino Champ. You also want to watch Lucky D and Snafu in Canada. In Japan, Mochi, YHC Mochi is probably the number one dude to watch. Okay, your turn.
Alright, so Dudley, interesting character because all he wants to do is get right here. This is pretty much what he wants to do. He wants to get right here. Because once he's in your face, he's got frame traps like crazy, right? And then the other thing too is he's got this beautiful overhead that if it hits you, he can combo craziness off of. And here, watch, let me just do something really quick, see if I can do the combo, frankly. Let's turn it to constant. So let's say, like, I catch you mid-screen, for example, I go, oops.
You got the hard part.
That part is tricky too, but basically he can do like 700 damage on a mid-screen combo, right?
700 damage or stun?
Stun, 700 stun, sorry, yeah. And so those combos all take you into the corner, And so once you're in the corner, now all of a sudden you have to deal with this ridiculous mix-up, and if you get hit by it, you're most likely stunned. So he's a character that's going to want to kill you all at once. That's kind of how he does it. Like, you'll see so many matches, Smug, obviously, pretty much the only Dudley to watch, right? Every time he gets in on someone, he just kills them. And that's the way you'll see his game. I mean, we just talked about Dhalsim. He's like the opposite of Dhalsim. He will stay away and get hit, lose 80% of his life. He doesn't care. He gets in one time, and he gets a counter hit, crouch fierce, stand roundhouse into all this craziness, and then you're at 800 stun, one more mix-up, and you're dead. And so that's basically what it is. He just tries to get in. This is a really good combo starter because this will also lead into... Is it chain? No, it doesn't. This will also lead into stand roundhouse and the EX machine gun. Like I said, overhead does this. If he hits you with this frame trap, then he gets combos off of that. So he's a crazy character. So
doesn't have the best mid-range options. They're okay, but not the best for sure. He doesn't have great defense. Same thing. He has EX Dragon Punch, which is an invincible DP, but regular Dragon Punches are kind of crappy. So he really wants to play where James is talking about.
Yeah.
Right there. That's he want, and he'll spend the whole round. You'll see Smug do this. Spending the whole round getting. I mean, this matchup happens all the time in New York of Sim versus Dudley, where Arturo is like zone. Actually, you never throw fireballs in this matchup. But Sim is zoning buttons, lots of buttons, and then there's like one stand roundhouse, and like all of a sudden,
do that again,
Smug's in
stand
there.
fierce again. See, look at that. That combo from a full screen away. But I mean, like those two have had epic fights. I feel like they go pretty even in this fight, don't they?
They do.
Huh? Like I think last time Arturo won, but I've seen Smug blow him up as well. So, yeah. Very opposite characters. Weird how they just happen to be this pair here. Right. Because they're like the exact opposite of each other. So. Alright, so let's go to Honda and Fuerte.
Okay. Make me Fuerte.
Yes, makes sense. And Fuerte. Smug is pretty much the only Dudley to watch for. And you mentioned Arturo. Oh yeah, you already named all the Dhalsim players. Okay. Okay.
Right,
so Honda, defensive character, very defensive character, unless you're Mike Ross. But
he can be played offensively.
Yeah, he can be played offensively. But in general, he's gonna try to be a tank. He wants to kind of sit back. He's got this really great button here on neutral jump fierce because it just stops. It's like almost infallible as an air-to-air. You know, if the opponent jumps at you, like he beats people really well. And then what he basically tries to do is pick his moments, because then when he can't, so if he's winning, he can stay back here as long as he's charged with meters, because if you jump at him, then he can just EX headbutt you like this. Very hard to stop. But if he gets inside, then what he wants to try to do is hand slap combos, right? So, wow, okay, I did way better than I thought I was gonna do. But like stuff like that, right? And so he can get good burst damage off of that. Not only that, but he's also got a command throw, which is super helpful to have because then people can't tech it. So if he can get the pressure going, he can play a little bit of an offensive game.
So I think Honda's interesting because he has to play very differently depending on the matchup. If you're playing a character that wants to get in on you, then you're a tank.
Right.
Like James has been saying. But if I have a character that's a zoning character, then Honda has to get in, which he can do okay. It's not that great. His jump strong is a great way to do it. Yeah, great hitbox on that thing. Hard to anti-air for a lot of characters. And then against other characters, he doesn't really want to do either of those. He wants to play a mid-range game. He wants to do jump fierce. He wants to do crouching jab hands. He wants to do far roundhouse. That kind of thing. So he has these very different ways of playing, which I think is an interesting thing.
Yeah, I mean, one of the nice things about him is that far roundhouse is a low hit, and it hits from super far away. So you can play a very footsie game and then catch people unawares by hitting them with that a lot of times. And then once they get scared of it, you dash in and Uchiho, right? So that's kind of one of his little mix-ups there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been severely hurt, just block. Because EX headbutt doesn't push the opponent away anymore.
Do it mid-screen.
Yeah. Oops. It's just super depressing to watch now. So it's super unsafe. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people have been putting him in bottom 5 for this game now. Don't know if he's that bad, but definitely not one of the stronger characters in the game. I mean, as far as people to watch, Mike Ross is one of the most known Honda players.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think at this point, Huda Man has probably surpassed him a little bit. He's a super strong one. Jewel Man is another great Honda player. Are there any Japanese Honda players?
Yeah, Akuma is one to look at, but he's playing more Elena these days.
Oh, that's right. Okay. That's where he started from. Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And then there's Fuerte.
Fuerte is a weird character.
Yes.
Very weird.
He's very vortexy.
Well, okay, so he has great mobility, as you can see. His walk speed's great. Really, though, mobility is about the run. You can see run forward, run back. Out of run, he has all these different options. He has a splash, which is an overhead. It can cross up. He has if you're running forward, he has a grab.
Yep.
Only grabs standing people. If you're running backward, he has another grab, which grabs crouchers. He has a run into slide. If you're running back, he can run escape.
He can stop. He can just run and stop. Yeah.
At any time. So run is a huge part of his game. If he gets a knockdown, he has a lot of stupid mix-ups. People complain about this because he has, splash, slide, which is safe. He has this grab. He can do cross-up or ambiguous cross-up into this.
Right.
Which you can do many more times than just 2. Into pretty good damage and stun. Not great stun anymore, but pretty good.
Yeah. The thing about him is he has that vortex like we talked about, but the problem with it is every successful connect with him is that damage.
Yeah, tiny
everything
damage.
he does is a tiny damage. So unlike other characters who get combos into vortex, he has to do vortex in order to kill somebody.
Right, which is why run stop pierce is very important, because it means that he can actually deal damage.
Right.
Now, he got hugely improved. In my opinion, one of the most improved characters in this game, because of this move right here, Q bomb, quesadilla bomb. It is a really nice way or thing for a bunch of reasons. Stand up, or just don't block. So this combos, crouching in, kick into that combos, stand strong into it combos. If you're, well, whatever, I didn't press strong, but,
I guess you have to be right next to him for it to combo.
I think I'm not holding on. I think I'm doing.
Oh, gotcha. There you go.
Yeah,
there you
was.
go. Yeah. There's different levels you can
Different
charge
levels
it
of
for.
it.
Yeah.
And then EX, which you have to charge for a few seconds, but which makes him invincible at the start and does huge damage on counter hit. Try to press the button as I do this. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's try that again.
I can do another way too. Just tell me when you're gonna let go.
I'm gonna let go on 3.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, go. Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on, man. 1, 2, 3.
Can you juggle with
whatever.
stand right house there?
Yeah, you can juggle it. And you end up doing like 400 damage off of an EX, which is really good. Well, anyways. So what Q-Bomb does for him is it gives him better wake up, it gives him reasons to do things in the mid-screen rather than just running around like an idiot and doing random stuff. He can actually play kind of more of a patient game. He can use EX Q-Bomb to just all of a sudden go through fireballs, which is really solid. It's an anti-air too. It anti-airs decently, so it gives him a lot of stuff. And people kind of deride Fuerte as being a very random character, but if you're looking at him, don't just look at this stuff. Look at how he's using run. See that instead of other characters using normals to space themselves, he's using run a lot. All right, so run is kind of like his space control.
Yes.
And he can run away really well. If he jumps, he has wall jump. If you want, you can kind of guide how far he goes off of the wall. You can do a splash off the wall. You can do a grab off the wall. So stuff like that. He has an air grab. Right. He has a lot of options that before were kind of devalued because he didn't get much out of anything except for being close. Now that he has Quesadilla Bomb for actual footsies, for anti-airs and stuff, he's going to be played differently. So if you're watching Fuertes, expect him to change a lot.
Yeah, I'm curious right now because the game is so new still. I'm wondering if a lot of Fuertes are going to go by their old habits still. I mean, the one thing to say about this character is that if for 4 games in a row he's been a crazy run character. I think it's going to take a little bit for a lot of guys to learn the kind of patient Fuerte zoning game and learn which matchups it works better for him. But it'll come within time. Fuerte is going to be a very strong character, I think, as time goes on.
Yeah, I definitely think so too. He has good ways to get into red focus too. If you have a Q bomb, you can do that into it. If you're doing run stop fierce, you can do that into it.
Right.
So he has good use for that. EX run has armor, so on wake up you're gonna see him do this.
Yeah, that's 2 hits of armor, in fact. So.
2 hits of armor. Yeah, which is weird. He has EX anti-air grab, which recovers pretty quickly. And then again, he has wake up Q bomb.
Yeah, I mean the big advantage that he has now is that he's no longer one note.
Yeah, he
does not have a one-track mind anymore.
Agreed.
So he can do more stuff. So that's really cool about him.
Unfortunately, the best Fuerte players are not going to Evo.
Really?
Iperu is not going to Evo.
Not going to Evo?
Spabrog and Manny Fuerte are not going to Evo.
Really?
Yeah. So.
No.
Yeah, I agree, man. Because this would be a year that I think that they could do real damage. But they're not going to go. They can't make it, unfortunately.
Jeez. Wow, that's really sad. I know Iperu's gone year after year after year. Yeah.
I'm not sure what the deal is, but yeah, things have come up. That happens.
Yeah, for sure. Life happens, so sure. You gotta respect that. So.
All right, Elena and Evil Ryu.
Yep. So Elena, again, a brand new character. So not a lot of very solid stuff on her yet, but people are starting to figure out little by little. A lot of people consider her pretty weak because she doesn't have a lot of good block strings and stuff like that. But
great walk speed.
Right.
As you can see, she has a big old floaty jump, but she has kind of that Cammy jump roundhouse thing out of it. That jump fierce.
Oh yeah.
This Look at that.
Move,
that button
hits super far.
Its hitbox is way better. And its hurt box is way smaller than it even looks.
Right.
It's so good.
Yeah, well, don't tell that to Justin when that jump fierce just whiffed for no reason like that.
Okay, that happens, but believe me, as a Dhalsim, when Elena jumps at me, I'm worried.
Right. Mainly, basically, what Elena wants to do is get this distance from you. This is her wheelhouse right here, right? Because from here, she's got this great slide that's super fast. Even her regular sweep is really good. So just stand up really quick. That's so far.
Although it is pretty punishable.
Right. But then she's also got overheads from here, and of course the EX mallet smash, which is the big thing, because it not only combos into it, but you can combo out of it. I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah.
The timing is so weird.
It is weird timing.
Yeah, there it was right there. So if I had gotten that link, you would have got that whole combo. You can also do things like like do that into this. And then she can combo into Ultra off of that. So really, this is her danger position. She's a very footsie character, very poke heavy. Like this move right here, if you can go over limbs, and if it hits on counter hit, you can combo afterwards as well and do crazy stuff like that. But really, that's what she is. She's a pester you till you die character. She's not going to be a rush down. She's not going to be very defensive runaway character because her uppercut doesn't even really work unless it's the EX one, right? Kind of like all the third strike characters. Ibuki and Dudley are like that too, which is really weird. So, yeah, again, a lot of people don't consider her a particularly strong character. Honestly, her biggest strength right now is the fact that her hurt box is really weird and combos drop on her all over the place.
Man, as Dan, medium kick and roundhouse Dan kick just don't work.
They go over her head?
They just go right over, man.
Are you serious?
It's so stupid. Like sometimes she'll have to block it. Sometimes, actually, usually she won't. It'll just go whoop, 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 right
so
over.
Weird.
So yeah, it's very funky.
Yeah.
Now, I agree that she doesn't seem that great to me, but there are some top players who think she's really good, and in fact, there were 3 people who used Elena in CEO top 8.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we'll say this with all the new characters. They're all up in the air. I'm not sure whether any of them's going to be bad or good or what. I have my ideas so far, but that might end up not being the case. Maybe we'll find out really good stuff. So we'll see with Elena. She has healing ultra.
What is her brave dance? Kicks. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Okay, But yeah, oh, that's right. She also has that problem where you can't jump cancel her ultra. So
Yeah, she's.
yeah. But yeah, one thing I never see anybody do is this thing, which I don't understand. Oh, there's this. Tell me why that did not ultra when you look at the commands.
I don't know what to tell you.
Drives me nuts. You know, actually, if I use the 3 kick buttons, that doesn't happen. Like, she must have a weird bug. Oh, okay,
Whoa,
never mind.
It did, huh?
It did. Well, there you go. So she has a weird bug that, yeah, for some reason. See, now I'm trying to do it all careful so it's not going to hit. But that does hit mid-screen. I don't know why no one uses it. It's a meterless way to land Ultra. So it's a good punish and stuff like that. So
okay. People to watch. Justin Wong's using her. Chris G is using her.
And then
Akuma used her. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yep.
Hard to know how she's gonna end up.
Yep.
Evil Ryu seems like one of the better characters in the game.
Yes, a lot of people are considering him one of the go-to characters for top tier high.
So he has just variation on Ryu's options. A little bit different buttons in the mid screen. Crouching medium kick, as you can see, is a little bit different. Unlike Ryu, well, actually Ryu got buffed on this, but anyway, it's a block string from pretty far.
Yeah, don't forget he got buffed on it too.
Yeah, he did get buffed.
So now even from even further away, okay, I could have done something there.
At max range, you can.
Right. But it's very difficult. It's very rare that that situation's gonna come up.
Yeah, right. So that's a huge part of his game is looking for this, and the reason is that on hit you can. I don't know why I'm the one playing Evil Ryu, but you can confirm into whatever buttons he does there. I don't know. He does like something like this, or no, it's toward.
Yeah, circle forward.
I don't know. Into whatever.
Yeah.
Into big damage. So he's a character that has these pretty good mid-screen options. This is okay. This is all right. He has a fireball that's solid. So he has these mid-screen stuff, but when he hits this, he's gonna confirm into several hundred damage and big stun.
And the other thing too is that here, let me see this really quick. So I mean, the big one is that you want to do the medium one, right? You want to do the medium one because that's the one you can combo after. Well, I didn't combo there, but that is the one you can combo after. But the nice thing about him is the light one combos after other buttons, like stand, medium kick, or does it come up from low forward? Yeah, it does. So the reason why this is so important to have is because that's FADCable into combos, but even more importantly is this now is a red focus leader. So he's basically huge burst damage. Once he hits you...
He has good mix-ups. He has nice frame traps. Toward medium kick gets over lows.
Yeah, then you can FADC and keep going, do all sorts of craziness. Yeah.
Right, so in the mid-range, this goes over. You can actually wait until pretty late to cancel it. People, if you're fancy enough, you can kick confirm it. Anyway, I can't do that.
Right.
What else am I missing? He has pretty good mix-ups, so you can change his jump arc. He has cross-up or not with that kind of thing.
But yeah, just look for him to build 2 bars and fish for low forward fireball. That's really this is main game right here. Yeah. And then you can go into all sorts of craziness. So.
Exactly. People to watch for using Evil Ryu. Daigo is playing Evil Ryu. PR Balrog is playing Evil Ryu. Maybe other people, but I feel like those are...
I mean, Flo said he's picking it up.
Is Flo playing?
Yeah,
really?
he said he's going to go Evil Ryu now.
Wow, okay.
So a lot of people are picking him up. I mean, they talked about even in the Japanese interview thing. He's basically like has most of what Ryu has and more. So a lot of Ryu players are going to Evil Ryu now. There's a few faithfuls that are sticking with him, like Air and stuff like that, but in general, a lot of people are switching to this character. So. Oh, Sako, of course.
Oh, Sako.
Yeah. Good call. Yeah, Sako.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that it for Evil, I think?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Hey, just
pick
watch
him
for
if
him
you
to
want to do big damage out of footsies. As far as footsie characters go, he deals either the most or among the most damage.
Yeah, but definitely keep in mind that he is very meter dependent.
And execution dependent.
Yes. As you can see, because I don't know his timing, so I wasn't able to land all of this stuff.
Right.
But then there's also Fei Long and Gen. Actually, I'll take Gen.
Okay.
And you can take Fei Long here.
Thank you.
Oops. Oh well, no one uses Ultra 2 anyway.
What'd you pick?
Ultra 1, yeah. So Gen is a tricky character. He's a very execution-heavy character because he has 2 modes. So if you see how I'm standing here with both of my hands in front of me like this, that means I'm in punch mode. I have these buttons. 2 characters in one. Because when you switch between the modes, he has no repeated moves except for focus attack.
Yeah, different specials, different ultras.
And in fact, he turns into a charge character when
Becomes charge character.
Mode. But the other thing too that makes him tricky is that you don't have to be free to switch modes. So for example, if I do low forward and hit 3 kicks, when I come out, I'm in 3 kicks. So he's really about like learning how to switch on the fly to be able to do all sorts of crazy things. In fact, some combos require you to change stances in the middle of it. Like he only has this double jump roundhouse in crane mode, but then after you hit them, you want to switch to punch mode when you land and do other crazy stuff here. Punch mode is where you're going to be most of the time, mostly just because his hand slap is really good. Right. That. So this is really good weapon here. And he gets most of his best combos because his super is really good, because when you get it, you can combo into another ultra.
Doesn't do as much damage as it used to there. Yeah. But still pretty solid.
It was pretty ridiculous before. And then kick mode is like the shenanigan mode because he's got like crazy cross-ups on this. I don't know what the setups are for it or anything like that.
Those got nerfed a little bit actually. They're not
Did
quite
they?
as good. Yeah. And yeah, so roll, you can red focus cancel out of it.
On the second to on the anything before he actually hits you with the last hit. That's I guess he can do the last hit then. Okay, so pretty much any hit of the roll he can do it. The EX one goes through fireballs. You can control the distance of it, so you can replicate all the distances of the roll. Dude, that's weird how they did it that way. Interesting, because Decapre is the two lighter buttons for short, the 2 heavier buttons for medium, and the spread ones for heavy.
Really?
But for Gen, the spread one is medium.
That's what I would expect.
Yeah, and the heavy one. Oh, okay, whatever.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
So he has these good mid-range options. He's great cross-ups or not. Very tricky jump in.
So the trickiest thing about him too is that like if I stand at let me do something really quick. Let me do memory here. If I stand here and I jump in kick mode, see how I got over him. In punch mode, I'm not gonna get over him. So there's a lot of situations where you can't tell what mode he's in when he's jumping, right? He looks the same when he's jumping, no matter what mode he's in. So there's a lot of times that he'll get you with hard knockdowns, like this, and then you don't know which jump he's doing, and he can cross you up or not cross you up. You just have to be very aware of it. So you can get little good mix-ups off of that as well.
So he has a lot of tricks. He has pretty good mid-range game. But he did get nerfed on a lot of his stuff. He's not as good as he was before. I don't think that he's bad, but he's not as good as he was. And
for sure.
And the Gen player to watch, Shen, who won Evo last year with Gen, didn't do quite as well at Southeast Asia Majors with Gen this time. So last year he won it.
He does consider Gen very nerfed, but he's gonna try to stick with him.
Is he gonna stick with him?
Yeah, he's gonna stick with him for now. I think for Evo at least, specifically, he's gonna stick with him. He'll probably go to Evo Ryu or something.
You never know.
Like everybody's doing, right? So, but yeah, very good buttons, very good footsies. The standing forward's good, low strong, excellent, and since it combos into hand slap, very good poke.
Okay. All right. So Fei is one of the best characters in the game. And the reason is that he is such a threat at all times. He's very versatile. If he gets knocked down, he has these great wake-ups. All these are good.
Yep.
Focus backdash is alright. If he's up close, he can play really good frame trap games. He has a great command grab into whatever. But really where he is among the best in the game, maybe the best in the game, is right here. Because at this range, he can at any time do Rekka. He can do another one. It's really easy to confirm. He has great buttons like Crouching Fierce, Crouching Strong.
That's too good of a button. I mean, it's kind of hard because Gen has really good buttons himself. So.
Right. So Fei really just controls this space. Right. At any time, he could come in, and you're not sure when that's going to...
Yeah, if you get a counter hit, then you can wreck a combo. which is really good. Like that, exactly. So you see a lot of Fei Long's fish for that, too.
Really, really good. He's just an overall, all-around character. He does everything you want. He can be played very, very patiently, and in fact, the best Feis do play him very, very patiently. Lots of hanging out, lots of just this threat. He doesn't always have to make good on the threat. It's you know it's the threat. You know at any time it could come. You know when it happens, he's gonna carry you, two-thirds of the stage into the corner. He's gonna corner you very quickly. He just has everything going for him, and he did get nerfed in a couple of ways, but he got buffed in a couple ways too. Now Close Fierce comes out from farther away because it was a problem that he got Far Fierce, which is not cancelable. Let's see.
It actually lets it.
That always does. Oh, I thought it always. No, it's the.
It's the Super Ultra that now actually does the full 3 hits every time now.
Right.
So I mean, this could do 3 hits before if you timed it perfectly. Now it almost always works.
Right, now it's a lot easier and it works on, as far as I know, everybody. I'm not sure though.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's just really good. I mean, he does everything. Such a good character.
Yeah.
As far as people to watch for, Fudo, big guy to watch for.
Number 1, Fei Long.
Yeah, definitely number 1 Fei. Mago is another one. I'm not sure if he's sticking with the character or not, but he's another really good player. Those are probably the 2.
CJ Truth.
CJ Truth is another one to watch, yeah.
Hopefully he'll show up to Evo. I'm sure he will. His parents are very supportive and stuff like that. Great up-and-coming young player. Did super well at CEO. So Fei Long, definitely a strong character. So
okay. Let's do one more before taking a break.
Sure. So we'll do Gouken and Guile. Gouken's one of the characters that I'll always go to the alternate outfit for. I just love the hat and costume.
It's too big for me.
I love it.
It's ostentatious.
I think the main reason why I like it is...
Gact is a good one to mention.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Sure.
No, the only reason why I pick it is because on the way down, it looks like he looks like he holds down. He looks like he holds the hat on his way down. It's so sick.
Okay.
His hand just happened to be in that position, but it looks like he's holding onto the hat.
Okay.
It's just
all
so
right.
cool.
That's pretty sick.
I love that.
That's pretty sick. Okay, so what does Gouken do?
So Gouken is an amazing zoning character because of this. He's got these fireballs that can go in 3 different directions, like this, and they recover fast. I mean, look at this. Guile can barely keep up with Gouken.
Can't. He has to jump it at some point.
And not only that, I can charge him, and every charge animation looks exactly the same. So you're like, oh my god, he's going to, and then you jump into the air fireball, which you'll see so many people, he'll throw it, and then they'll jump into it. Happens to everybody. It's the most irritating thing ever. But he's so good at zoning because of this. And then when you finally get in, he's got these counters, which he can, you jump attack. You finally get in, you're like, oh, I get to jump kick him in the head, and then he counters you, knocks you away again, full screen away.
Perhaps more importantly, now he has this amazing EX Tatsu, which is like a DP. I mean, in fact, it's a better DP because it does more damage and always sucks in.
And it knocks you a screen away. So basically, he has these great up-close tools that when you do finally get in, you're so not even close to being safe.
Right.
And now they even buffed this, which is a combo now.
Right.
If he happens to hit you, he can do, for example, boom, and then he dashes forward, and then hurricane. Oh, wow, that sucks. But then he'll knock you a screen away and all this other stuff. And like you said, he's got this great, thing that you can't even crouch under. Before you could crouch under before, but see, now it'll hit you.
He has good frame traps up close. He can play.
What is it? Fierce or is it?
Close strong.
Strong. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. That kind of thing.
And counter hit.
He had great sweep.
Oh yeah.
Very fast.
One
very
of the best
safe.
Sweeps.
Pretty good range.
Rivals Akuma for one of the best.
Yeah, I think. I mean, in my opinion, it's the best. He doesn't get as much off of it, of course, but he does.
Right.
The mid-range usage is gigantic.
And it's safer than Akuma's.
Yeah,
sweep.
exactly.
It recovers faster.
Exactly.
So yeah.
So he's a pretty all-around character in this game. He has the zoning you were talking about. He has up-close mix-ups. He has mid-range game. He has pretty good defense now. In
This
fact,
is cancelable now.
yeah, right. He went from having one of the weaker defensive games when he first came out to now having among the best defensive games. Because that EX tattoo is so good.
Yeah, it's so good. And honestly, I feel like the longer the game is gonna exist, the better he's gonna get. I think Gouken is going to rise in the tier lists as time goes on. So
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's really good.
okay, and guys to watch out for right now, Velociraptor, probably the best Gouken right now that I know of. Right
Certainly
behind
the most
him,
successful.
right behind him is Shine.
Uh-huh.
Right, Shine has been doing super well at LVCs using this character, and that was in 2012 as
Right.
well. So he's only going to get better as well.
If you'd like to check out a guy online, watch Proud Strawberry, who has a really good Gouken. He's on a lot of replay vids.
Oh wow, okay. I don't know him actually. It'd be awesome if he showed up to Evo.
I'm not sure.
Is there any Japanese Gouken players?
Yeah, dude. Actually, there was this Topanga charity stream
Oh yeah,
last
yeah,
weekend,
yeah.
and there was an all Gouken team,
Are you serious?
and they were good, dude.
Dude, that's so sick. Okay.
Like they made it through a bunch of their one team was like Fudo, Kazunoko, really top level players, and the Gouken team put up a really good fight.
Nice. Okay, cool.
So yeah, good character.
Yeah, very solid character.
Much better than he was when he first came out.
And the nice thing is he has so his counters, they counter different levels, but his EX counter counters everything, so that's really nice for him as well. But
All right. So, Guile. Guile. Let's see.
the zoner.
Yeah, he's a zoner, right? So he has this great sonic boom. That's the slow one. That's the fierce one. Here's the fast one. EX, which is very fast. That's really what opens up his game. After that, he has he can do this and kind of follow in. He has great mid-range buttons in fierce. Roundhouse is really strong. Crouching medium kick is strong. He has okay pressure up close. This can link into lots of cool stuff. That kind of thing. He has, better defense than he had before. He's not quite as susceptible to getting vortexed as he was before, which is nice. His anti-airs, though, are a little bit suspect. You have to have exactly the right one. You choose among this, jump air throw. This is one. Of
Even
course,
Far Fierce is
Far Fierce. If you have, flash kick charge, of course you do flash kick.
Right.
But he's not as good as he used to be. He did get nerfed. He lost some life. He now gets counter hit if he gets touched, exactly like that during throwing a fireball. Some people who are really good with him are trying to switch away, unfortunately. But he is still, he's not a bad character, just not quite as good. If you want to use a character that's a defensive-minded character, but that can be played offensively, and that has a strong mid-range game, then Guile's a good choice.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned this with Dhalsim too. You really have to know all your anti-airs.
Yeah.
Switch between them. So because Guile is so powerful when he throws the sonic boom and follows it, people are going to be jumping over it a lot, and if you have all of your anti-airs and keep switching up between them, it's really hard for the opponent to get you. For example, like do the low fierce one again. So I'm going to jump and you low fierce me, right? So like this. So what people tend to do is they want to try to hit it. And so if you know they're going to do that, then you can like jump up and air throw him instead, all sorts of other things like that. So obviously one of the strongest Guiles is Daiminian, probably the strongest Guile, followed very closely by Knuckle Dude. I don't know of any other Guiles besides those two.
That sounds right to me.
Yeah, it's really those two guys. I know Daiminian is really sad about the way Guile has turned out. I feel like Knuckle Dude is actually probably going to do better with this Guile because Knuckle Dude plays a more offensive Guile.
That's true.
So the upside down kick was improved and stuff like that.
Right.
So, Daiminian really hates the counter hit on the sonic boom. I know he's really, really down on that. Which is surprising because you don't hit him a lot when he throws sonic booms, but I guess it makes a difference.
I guess it does.
Yeah. Does Dagger G even still play?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I haven't heard about him in a long time.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Alright, let's take a break.
Yeah, alright.
We're about halfway done. Wow.
It's 10:30.
10:30.
Yeah.
Alright, man. We're halfway done. We'll be back in a bit.
Okay.